Yo, what's up guys, it's me, Kaluchi, back with a new video, and today we're back with a full gameplay post-analysis on Xayah. This was shot in Diamond 2 rank, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Now the reason why I'm doing a post-analysis instead of a live commentary is because obviously I'm a man, and as men we cannot do two things at the same time. So as soon as I do a live commentary, the quality of my games tend to be a bit more bad than when I don't. So I hope you guys enjoy it. A little disclaimer as well, I'm pretty sick during the game and also right now. I think you can already see it by my face. It looks like shit, but I wanted to make this video nonetheless because I'm super bored at home and I have nothing else to do right now. So yeah, let's dive right into the gameplay. Talking to them. Right now we're in draft, and as you can see, the enemy team decided to ban my Ezreal. I do not know if they banned Ezreal because before this champ select we had 3 dodges and maybe they knew I was going to pick Ezreal, or just because Ezreal is a good pick. Either way, I had to figure another champion out. I decided on Xayah. I usually play Xayah when I feel like it. I do not have a particular mindset on when to pick Xayah, only when I really feel like it. This is also my rune page, as you can see right now. I went for cut down here, but you can also go for coup de grace, obviously, if they do not really have any tanks. I don't know if I switch it or not, but you can go for coup de grace. I know a lot of people go Summoner Aerie or they go Lethal Tempo. I usually do not go those builds. I've tried both of them. I do not like the delay on Lethal Tempo before the attack speed kicks in, and I also do not like the Summoner Aerie build because I feel like Xayah is one of those AD carries who really feel like a brawler, just like Lucian. You just want to fight, you want to be in the face of the enemy. I do not want to be on long range poking them down. If I wanted to do that, I would pick Ezreal, right? So that's why I go for Hail of Blades. It's easy to stack up 3 feathers to the enemy immediately and then just get a pretty easy route. We're up against Twitch Lulu. Twitch Lulu, I really hate to play against this team comp. The Synergy and bot, they're really strong and it's really hard to kill either one of them. Usually if you have a hard engaging support, Lulu just counters that. For example, Alistar, Leona, whatever. Fortunately I do have Janna, and Janna, to my surprise, is such a good pick with Xayah. Well, this is the first time that it had worked out so well for me, but I'm definitely gonna try this more often. She is not, by the way, my pre-mate, so keep that in mind. We just had the same mindset and it just worked out. So let's actually go into the game because the loading screen is pretty long. I will just skip that. As your first item, it's a pretty easy starting build. You either go Doran's Blade with the health potion or Longsword with 3 health potions. Usually when you have a support that can heal you, you can go for Doran's Blade. If you do not have a support that can heal you and the enemy has a lot of poke, you go Longsword and 3 health potions. Enemy doesn't have a lot of poke. I also don't have a healing champion. I decided Doran's might be a better pick for me right here, so I picked Doran's, but it's completely fine to go Longsword as well. I'm just holding the spot right now for my jungler, of course. I would have loved if Janna actually went to the upper bush right there, or for the mid lane cannon to go there. A quick side note, the team was already flaming in champion select, and right now they were also flaming because of the win rates that we had. It's true that my win rate on Xayah is very low as of this point. It's not because I perform bad with her, but usually I pick Xayah when I'm super tilted and I don't want to play Ezreal or any other champion, and that's why I usually lose. I actually picked her with that mindset this time as well because I was on a losing spree and I was kind of tilted. But goddamn, it turned out to be one of my best games ever, and you will see that pretty soon. So as we start to go into the laning phase, I just want to note a few key things out. Usually it's the reason why pushing is good is because a lot of enemy champions, especially early game, don't really have the means to farm under tower. Ezreal can, but Twitch has a harder time, and especially if it's AP Twitch when he starts Doran's, because he has to use his E, which means he will fuck up a lot of CS if he doesn't do it correctly, and otherwise he can only use it on one minion. So I was just thinking, as long as the enemy jungler doesn't gank me, I'm just gonna shove every wave super hard in. And to my surprise, Janna had the exact same idea, so she would always just queue the wave. Sometimes I would miss 1 or 2 CS because of it. This doesn't turn out to be a bad thing because the enemy Twitch misses a lot more than we do. And the other reason why pushing into enemy towers is good is because they cannot focus you down. As you can see, all of his resources, all of his focus is on CSing. Lulu can also do nothing against us 1v2. So as long as we're pushing in, and Xayah has very good push potential, especially with her QE, they get eager to either make mistakes like they do right here, where Twitch just engages, and you have the complete advantage on him here. Or they will just have to suck it up, wait for their jungler to gank. They cannot freeze either. This is a super strong comp. It doesn't always work, but if you're Janna Xayah against the Twitch Lulu, this might be a tactic for you. So we do this for quite some time actually, because the jungler for some reason just fucking ignores bot, and actually this is a very normal thing. I always get ignored by my jungler as well, so it was good to see that the enemy team also had a jungler like that. Either way, I push in the wave. It seemed like a pretty good time to recall. I had some gold to spend. I can buy 2 longswords, a health potion maybe. I also decided to go for Gale Force instead of Kraken Slayer or Immortal Shield Bow. I know some other players also go Eclipse when you go Summoner Aerie. Obviously we do not go Summoner Aerie, so we can just go for Gale Force. The reason why I go for Gale Force instead of the other 2 items is usually want Shield Bow if you want to survive some burst and if you need some life so early game. And you want to go Kraken Slayer if they have more beefy champions, for example, in the top and the jungle or the support. This was not the case in this game, so Gale Force was the perfect option. You will see later on why Gale Force is such a good item on Xayah as well, as you can make a lot of aggressive plays. It's not just that you can Gale Force into positioning with your E and then rooting a lot of people. That's not it at all. So we get back into the lane, and the first thing that I'm doing is I do not care about the enemies. I don't care what they're doing. All I want to do is shove this wave as fast as possible into the enemy tower. And as you can see, Twitch throws out this stupid little circle thingy, but it doesn't matter. He doesn't have the damage to clear out the wave. He has to focus all of his attention, all of his basic attacks on the wave, which leaves me free with Janna to just shove it in and get more CS than him. Also, it doesn't really cost a lot of mana. You will not run out of mana really fast. So it's a really good tactic. When you turn to this point at exactly 4 minutes 55, what you want to do is you want to go to my channel and subscribe as fast as you can, because I've heard that if you subscribe to my channel, you will gain elo. You know, I cannot make any promises, but some guy on the internet said it, and obviously we have to believe that guy. Jokes aside, subscribe to my channel, thank you. I also want to apologize for my voice. Actually, I know my voice sounds very annoying right now and irritating. It's because, like I said, I'm sick and I cannot really breathe normally through my nose. It's pretty hard, so I'm doing everything by my mouth. Yeah, that's what she said as well. So yeah, we're just shoving it, just like always. Yeah, pretty boring laning phase, to be honest. The fun part will come later, I promise. Because nothing really interesting is happening right now in the bottom lane, I just want to talk about a few other things during this game. So the reason why the enemy jungler and our jungler actually isn't ganking bots is because they're focusing both on mid and top side. Now you usually don't want to focus on your losing sides, but our Nidalee tries. She does get some kills, and this is a pretty good counter gank of her. I saw her coming in, so I thought rooting either Lulu or Nidalee would be the right thing to do here. And it turns out that we do get a kill on Nidalee and also on Twitch right here because he oversteps. I stopped the chase at Lulu because I will never be in time. Janna flashes and finishes her off, so it's a 3-for-1, pretty good gank. Our mid laner and top laner, however, are doing pretty badly. As you can see right now, they are behind, and this will only continue to get even worse. What I do not understand about some top laners, especially this Garen, is if you're losing super hard in top, why do you keep building damage? Why can't you just not build defensive stats? It would help the team out so much more. And this Kennen was also super tilted. I tried not to talk at all in Champion Select, because if I do, shit goes south pretty fast. Now that we finally have some gold, let's talk about my purchases here, because I could have also went for boots. The reason why I do not go for boots this time, and when you usually want to go for boots, is because when the enemy team has some sort of champion that wants to lock you down with CC, or a lot of skill shots that he wants to hit you with, for example a Xerath, or for example Leona, then you want to buy boots because you want that extra movement speed in order to either dodge those abilities, or you want the extra movement speed for them not to be in range to hit you at all. In this case, Lulu is not doing anything, Twitch is not doing anything. I do not really need the movement speed. I much rather have the attack damage and the attack speed that Noonqueaver and Pickaxe gives, because that will help me out much more in this laning phase, as it will help me snowball a lot harder. As we get back into the laning phase, the first thing I do obviously is shove right back into the enemy tower, which gives us lane priority, which then leads us to be able to clear enemy wards. Then Janna and I both ward the Tribush because great minds do think alike. Having said that, you actually always want to walk with your support whenever you want to clear wards, not just in the laning phase but later on as well. Obviously there are some exceptions, for example when your support wants to go roam, then she can just do that fine by herself. Another key thing to note out is that Janna actually went for a rune called Glacial Augment, so whenever she sees an enemy, they get slowed even further, so it's and that radius is also AoE, and you will see it once she does hit her Q or W. You will actually see it right here on their tower. I think we're going in for a dive here. They do not expect it. Look at his health. He's full health. He has a shield of Lulu. He even gets a heal off, and he just completely melts on their tower. It's just the burst and the DPS on Xayah is actually insane. They also did not expect me to actually go in for a dive there, but because I was already level 6, I could just hit him on their tower, take the aggro, actually take 1 or 2 shots from the tower, and then just ult out and not get any aggro anymore. Because we did that, we just shove in again, and this time we can actually destroy the tower. And after we destroy the tower, we can do 2 things. Obviously we can go for dragon, or we can swap to mid lane or top lane. So whether you want to go to mid or top depends on your team and on the enemy team as well. I decided to actually shove this in and go top side. But before I'm gonna elaborate why I chose to go top side, Katarina is actually deciding to gank us here. Lane gank, and Twitch was invisible as well. I immediately flash out because I do not want to get hit by her burst. However, I am pretty strong, so I know that we can turn on her. I also know with my feathers I can root her in place and maybe kill her that way. She actually gets out, but Twitch still continues. But as any AD carry already knows, you will not get help from your team, and you will just die all by yourself. So that's what happens. After that, Nidalee actually gets a clean kill on their tower, on this Katarina as well. I do want you to remember, guys, this Katarina was actually also fed, but so was I, and so was Nidalee as well. So after that happened, I finally get my Gale Force and boots. This is a huge power spike for any ADC, but you do not want to get cocky. You will see me make a mistake here, and that mistake is and this is a mistake I struggle with a lot of the time actually, because my biggest weakness is map awareness. I know that. That's why whenever I play pre-made with my supports, I always ask them to keep an eye out on the map. That way I can just focus on the laning phase, which I do actually pretty well usually. And if I have someone looking out for the map, then, you know, that just helps me out a lot. I almost get the kill on Riven here, but I didn't know that Katarina and Kindred both would have been here. There's not really a lot I can do. I have no flash, exhaust. My ult will not save me here, and my Gale Force has already been used, so I will just die immediately. So as I walk back into laning phase, I see that Katarina is actually hammering down on my tower. I cannot really contest her here because I have nothing up, so I just approach with a lot of care. After that, I knew that, well, I didn't know it, but I assumed that she was in one of those 3 bushes in top side, so I just walk all the way around with Janna, clear out the ward, and I make sure to play around the river side. As you can see, I do not walk up because I know she's probably there waiting to ambush me. I'm not gonna face check it either, because if I can just get my damage done on this tower, that's completely worth it for me. It turns out that I'm right, and she does engage here. But because of Glacial Augment, the knock-up, and then the root of me, Katarina has absolutely nothing that she can do. We just get a pretty fast kill, and after that we can get some more plates as well. Plates are super important for any champion really though, but especially on ADC. The faster you get your champion going, the obviously stronger you are, the more viable you are as an ADC. Most of the time you feel like you're lacking damage in the early and mid game, so getting those plays is really important, and we're really going through this fucking tower really fast. So here we are clearing one more wave before we finally get to destroy this tower. Now this is a tactic I use pretty often. What I basically do is I take bot tower, and after I take bot tower I look at the map. Is dragon up, yes or no? If it's up and we can take dragon, then I will stick around for dragon. If it's not up, I will immediately roam top side. If it's possible, I will take top turret. If Herald is up by then, I will take Herald with my support. And after that we roam mid lane, either throw out the Herald in mid lane, or if we do not have Herald, we just try to get the tower either way. As we come to mid, the first thing I obviously want to do is take tower. I look at the map, I do not see anyone, but Twitch unleashes on me and I realize it a bit too late. It will cost me my life once again because of Kindred. He was having a pretty good game. While I'm dead, I want to talk about my purchases here as well, because I had 2 items that I could buy here. Actually, there are multiple items that you can buy here, but I was considering either Essence Reaver or Phantom Dancer. I really like Phantom Dancer a bit more on her because you get attack speed as well. And I really like to play Xayah with a lot of attack speed. So that's like literally the only reason that I went for Phantom Dancer here instead of Essence Reaver. Essence Reaver does give you more damage, especially with the Sheen. Does give some cooldown, but I really do not need cooldown or the extra damage compared to what Phantom Dancer will give me right here. Yeah, it's such a beautiful item, I love it, and it turns out it was a good buy as well. So as we go back to mid lane, my next objective is taking mid tower. The enemy team is having a very hard time by contesting me and Janna, because obviously we are a very strong duo. They will at least need to send 3 people in order to kill us. 2 people will not be enough, even if it's Katarina and Kindred. That's literally how fat we are right now. We arrive at a fight in which I do not really know what I should have done. Should I have helped my teammate there, or should I have gone for the Riven, who's trying to actually flank us? I went for the Riven. My combo here is not the cleanest, but I do manage to get the kill on her. I take aggro from Dragon, so I move back up to not get aggro anymore. I see my Garen engage. He's dealing some damage, which is pretty nice. Twitch is pretty useless, so I can just brain that walk him down. But because of Lulu, he actually makes it out alive. I was waiting for Lulu to press any skill and immediately QE in order to kill her. Unfortunately, she already had shield up and I actually did miss my skills. So after that happened, we actually went back to Dragon. However, before I go to Dragon, I just want to note out that whenever I go somewhere and I see that the camp is up, I always try to take the camp, even if it's from my own teammates, but especially on enemy's team. I always try to take camps. It will increase your gold by a lot. So right now there's no one else to actually contest us at this Drake. I do have a lot of damage and a lot of burst damage, as you will see right here. We take it down pretty fast. And by the time Drake dies, I was either thinking of resetting here. It's a pretty good time to reset, but obviously everybody would think that I would reset here. So I was going in for a little cheese. I was pinging Janna for her Oracle Lance. I was hoping that she would clear out if there were any wards. And I was just gonna camp here in this bush. Not too long, of course, just for a little while to see if anybody comes. Katarina did come, and as you see, she went down really fast. These are some cheese tactics which are really useful. After that, I went back to mid in case the enemy team wanted to push down mid lane. They didn't, so we had a free recall here. My third item, I decided to go for Infinity Edge. You can also go for Lord Dominik's if the enemy team has a lot of bruisers or beefy champions. If they do not have these champions, you can just go IE. IE gives a lot of stats. It's not the best item in game. I mean, Lord Dominik's also gives a lot of stats. But on Xayah as a hyper AD carry, obviously, IE benefits her really well. So that's what we did. Unfortunately, Garen does decide to keep on hinting, him and Kennen both. I told him to buy some defensive stats because he's not going to be useful to us if he buys damage anymore. I'm just going to leave it at that, and I'm just going to shove in mid lane, and I will see on the map to see what our next objective will be. I see Lulu overextending here, so I'm going in. She immediately flashed out, which is good. But Twitch is unleashing on Janna, so I Gale Force right back in. I see Kindred. He is the highest priority right now, but also Riven flanking once again. Now this is why it's so hard for Riven to actually fight the Janna Xayah combo. She has to decide who she wants to kill, but she's not able to kill Janna because of all the disengage and the flash. And that just leaves me to deal the rest of the damage against her. Even if she would have focused me down, I would still have ult and I would still have Janna in the background to keep me safe. So it was a really hard fight for Riven to win there. After that, we are able to get mid tower, and I actually get one more wave in the mid lane as well. Twitch unleashes it again with his ultimate, and in this game, every time Twitch starts with his ult, I just back off. I do not even engage on him, I do nothing, I just walk away, and he just completely wastes his ultimate. After that, I take the red, I take the rest of their camps. Like I said, always try to take camps, because it just gives so much gold. And we already have another 2k, imagine how much gold we are actually getting this game. So we finally have our IE. I'm gonna skip this part because I'll be waiting in base until I get my IE, and I will continue later on. Surprise, surprise, Kennen decides to 1v4 once again, and he dies. Anyway, I just take another camp. I go to mid lane to try to group up with my team. As I do that, I see the enemy Riven overstep here. I have no idea where his teammates are, so I'm a bit eager on going in. I immediately see Twitch and Katrina, so I back off. I see Kindred here, and if we can kill Kindred, we automatically win any team fight. I ult at the end because he has 2 stacks on me, and I know he deals a lot of damage, and I just don't want to risk anything right here. Preemptively, I use my ultimate. Was it necessary? Probably not, but it's better to be safe than sorry. We win that fight, and we can either choose to go mid lane and take the inhibitor, or do Baron. But if we go mid lane, the enemy team does have a chance to actually defend tower, and even if we get inhibitor, it might be beneficial for them as well, as they will get experience and gold. However, if we do take Baron, they get nothing. Nothing is beneficial here for them, and we can always take that inhibitor later on as well. So that's what we decide to do. After that, with recall, I have another decision to make, what item next. And now I'm going for Lord Dominik's. You could go for any situational item right now, whatever you prefer. I just like the extra critical damage and the armor pen, even though they do not really stack armor. It's just a nice feeling to, you know, shred through the armor that they still have, you know. Yes, very great. So Dragon is coming back up. Obviously we play for Dragon. This is our 3rd Dragon, and we might as well want to go for the 4th, because if you get 4 Drakes, usually that's a win condition on itself. After we do that, I see them fighting in the enemy jungle. I'm just going over there to see if I can help with anything. I play a bit too aggressive here, chase a bit too much. This is really pointless. However, we get 1 pink ward. Herald's being spawned both sides, so I'm going both sides immediately. Katrina is trying desperately to make any plays. But then again, pretty useless. We take another camp, we go both sides, we shove in the wave. Then we can decide what we want to do right now. Do we want to go for this tower? Probably. Do we want to go for this Twitch? Most likely. After he's dead, Kindred is alive and Lulu. I'm trying to bait Kindred here. Maybe if he mispositions, but we actually lose our wave and there's nothing that we can do here unless we want to wait for another wave, which I was not gonna do. I have already 1.8k gold. I cannot buy the Lord Dominik's, and because I want to preserve tempo, I just immediately go topside. I figured that if I just take topside and another camp, I might have enough gold. But as things turns out, this is why tempo is so important, because I'm so fast. We just keep on going top. I do not actually recall here. Here you can see me once more take the camp. Very important. And by that time, I only miss 1 CS from the next wave, which is not, you know, it's not a big issue at all. I walk here, we see Katarina, she immediately respects us, which she should. We take this wave as well, and because we see other people in the bottom side of the map, we know that this tower is super free for us. A Q accidentally hit Katarina. I have to walk back, not get aggro from the tower, and we just keep on pushing both side, top side, excuse me. So right now we only have 2 minions left. The next wave is incoming. Twitch engages once again, and like I said, whenever he uses his ultimate like that on a defensive way, I just back off. I know that the blue is up, I know that the Gromp is up, so we're gonna take everything for ourselves. Remember, if you take this Toad, he will give you mana and health. I see my team getting killed here once again. I get a free kill here. I could decide to actually go mid, or I can decide to go back with 3.4k. What would you do? Exactly, you will greet, because that's who we are. Now, I decided to go back, but before I go back, I want to shove this wave in. Maybe if someone walked with that wave, we could have gotten another kill. But resetting here is probably the best thing you can do. I take my Lord Dominik's, and usually as my last item, if the enemy team doesn't have anyone that assassinates me, I can go for Bloodthirster. Otherwise, I could go for Guardian's Angel. Sometimes you can even go for Zhonya's Hourglass, for example, if they have a Z or something. It doesn't matter if you're ADC or not, the item is pretty good. If you skill with AP, you can obviously go Zhonya's or even Crown. Crown is also such a fucking broken item. But yeah. I wanted to go topside here, but because they had vision on me, I decided not to, because that would be pretty useless, you know, going topside while they have vision on me. Once again, Cannon decides to just die. I underestimated actually my own damage here, and I one-shot this Katarina, which actually leaves us pretty free to siege mid right now. You can always try your luck. See, we're going mid. If we see that they're defending, we can always back off. So as we go in here, I'm trying to get some damage off on this tower, but immediately Twitch once again opens up with his ultimate, so I just back off. I just wait for his ultimate to wear out. I clear the wave, but I also realize that Dragon is gonna come back up. So us as a team, we are backing off. We're pinging Dragon. As we're walking back, we're kind of greeting here. This is a big mistake that we make. This is like a really big mistake. I play a big part in this as well. So the thing is, our team is getting split up. I do not know who to focus, and I also lose focus of the enemy Katarina. You will see that she will one-shot me actually. I actually wanted to go for Kindred here, but he's doing a pretty good job by jumping over the wall. So I'm just trying to help my team here. I really don't like this position, and I immediately get one-shot. I should have just left him there, walked immediately to Dragon, and get our 4th Drake. However, we greeted and we died for it. I will now skip forward again, because you do not want to wait 2 minutes watching a gray screen, right? I skipped the part out where the enemy team is actually going for Baron. Our team fought them. We got some kills there. Some of us died as well. Anyways, Riven is off position once again. I managed to get her, pick her off, thanks to Gilforce. That's why Gilforce is so super good. She does not expect me to dash in there and deal the damage that I did. And their teammates were too late. Here you can see Katrina go in as well, but Janna is so on point with her skills. She just immediately disengages her ult. And we get a free ult on her. Right here we could chase them and we could run them down. Or we could just do Baron. I would rather do Baron right now, because that preserves tempo. My team decided to actually go in for the kills, so I'm just waiting here. I do need a second person here to either tank or shield me. So as soon as Janna comes, we can actually do Baron. I will speed this part up. So by now, the game is actually pretty much over. We will end not much longer after this. This will be our last push in topside. What I want to give away with this is really dictating the game. Even as an ADC, it's possible. Now, obviously not every game will be like this. We managed to snowball really hard. We managed to get a lot of plates, a lot of CS, a lot of kills. But if you do get those, this is basically how what are you, a fucking owl? This is how I would play it out. Right here I made the smallest mistakes by pinging my team actually back. You will see that, because I didn't think we could actually finish here. But then I looked at the scoreboard and I was like, we got 15 seconds on the rest of them. So yeah, this is pretty free. Katrina tries her hardest to get one more kill. Get a nice kill off her as well. And we just finished the game. So yeah, this is a pretty solid game. Here are the post-game stats for those who would like to see them. So for anyone who's actually still watching this, I would like to ask you to like it if you liked it at of course, to subscribe. And let me know if you want to see these types of video more often, for example with Ezreal or any other champion. Or if you would like to see a shorter type of video with analytics. Thank you guys for watching like always, and I hope to see you guys next time.